Now that you have learned a little bit about me and my story, let's get into the nitty gritty. This may seem like a silly question at first, but take a second and really sit with it. What is an occupation? How do you define it? How is it a job? Is it a career? Do you do it from home? Truly, some of us do, like me, from an office or a building. Is it defined by wages or not? Here's the thing. It's actually not that easy to define what an occupation is. And that's exactly why we're pausing here. We're going to look at occupation through 6 different lenses. 6, y'all. I know. I had the same reaction when I first found them. I'll introduce you to all 6. And then we'll look at what they have in common and also where they're different. Now, you might be wondering why I'm spending time defining this word and a few others at all. And the answer is simple but powerful. Language shapes what we see and how we make sense of the world. If we don't have a word for a thing, it's harder, sometimes impossible, to fully understand it or communicate about it. When we share common language, we're able to talk to each other more clearly, more accurately, and with less confusion. So, before we go any further, we're going to get grounded in that shared understanding. Starting with the first lens, the anthropological definition of occupation. In anthropology, occupation refers to the culturally shaped, meaningful activities individuals and groups engage in as part of daily life. It includes the roles, tasks, routines, and practices that help people meet their needs, express identity, and participate in their community. Here are the key features. Activities are socially organized, meaning and value are shaped by culture. Occupations help individuals fulfill roles, maintain identity, and sustain well-being. It focuses on what people do and why it matters within a cultural context. In other words, it's the choreography of your everyday life, a full playlist of things you do that make you human. Okay, that was one definition. Let's take a look at the others. Occupational science definition. Occupation is the everyday, purposeful set of activities that people do to bring structure, meaning, and fulfillment to their lives. So to break that down, it is the stuff you do that makes your life feel like your life. From brushing your teeth, to running a meeting, to escaping into your favorite murder mystery show, it is a part of your rhythm. If it's a part of your rhythm, it counts. Okay, occupational therapy, AOTA definition. Occupation refers to the daily life activities that people need, want, or are expected to do, which support health, participation, and quality of life. So, very familiar. Moving on. The sociological definition of occupation is a role-based category of work or labor that positions individuals within a social structure and contributes to identity, status, and economic participation. A different way of saying your occupation is about the role you play on society's stage, the expectations, responsibilities, and the scripts that are handed to you. The general dictionary definition. Occupation, a person's principal job, profession, or regular activity. And the everyday definition is the classic your job, the thing you do to pay bills, buy snacks, and keep the Wi-Fi on. The human behavioral well-being lens. Occupation is the combination of chosen habits, roles, routines, and behaviors that shape a person's lifestyle and influence well-being. It's everything you do to feel like yourself, stay alive, and hopefully avoid falling apart. It's the habits that shape your identity. Even the I swear I'll stop hitting the snooze button tomorrow ones. All of it. For the purposes of this course, occupation can mean your job, but in human sciences, it means the activities, roles, and responsibilities that structure your life, give you meaning, and connect you to your environment and community. This broader definition is essential when talking about burnout because burnout isn't simply about a job. It's about the relationship between the person and their roles, responsibilities, and their environment. So in this case, you don't remember all the nuances of those definitions. Here's what they have in common. Doing. All definitions relate to actions, tasks, or activities. Identity. Occupations shape how people see themselves and how society sees them. Structure. Occupations create order and routine in everyday life. Meaning. Occupations influence fulfillment and well-being. And here is how they are different based on their focus and unique aspects. The anthropology definitions focus is on being culturally shaped activities, and meaning. Its unique aspects are that it emphasizes culture, community, and collective identity. Occupational sciences focus is one purposeful, meaningful daily activities, with its unique aspect being in that it focuses on well-being, purpose, meaning, and meaning making. The AOTA occupational therapies focus is on activities needed for health and participation, and its uniqueness is that it centers on function, ability, and engagement. Sociology's definition focuses on work roles and social structure and how it is unique, in how it focuses on status, class, economy, and situation and institutions. Finally, generally, an occupation's focus is on a job or profession. It is unique in that it is narrow and task-based, not meaning-based. I mean, who knew all of that would come out of one word? The struggle is real. No wonder there is so much discourse around it. Occupation is more than a job. It is the purposeful doing that shapes who we are, how we live, and how we participate in our world. Now that we are clear on what an occupation is, let's change the rhythm a little bit. Okay, quick note before we go any further. Mostly to save both of us from tongue twisters, vocal gymnastics, and me accidentally inventing new syllables, from here on out, when I say burnout, I'm talking about occupational burnout, not parental burnout, not caregiver burnout, not I spent 4 hours wandering around Costco and now my soul needs a nap burnout, just the occupational kind. Now, yes, you may have seen terms floating around social media like mom burnout, caregiver burnout, or my dog won't stop barking burnout. And listen, caregiving and parenting can absolutely be considered occupations in the anthropological sense. They're meaningful, structured, identity shaping activities. But, and this is important, the way these terms are being used online is not the same as the ICD-11 definition of occupational burnout. Most of those trending phrases are pulling from the feelings of overwhelmed, not the research-based symptoms that come specifically from chronic workplace stress that hasn't been successfully managed. So in this course, to keep us musically in tune and scientifically accurate, we're grounding ourselves in the officially recognized research-supported version of occupational burnout. That's our focus, our lane, and our rhythm section for everything we talk about moving forward. The others are still emerging categories, and much of the early discussion around them borrows language, comparisons, and correlations from occupational burnout research. So they're not bad. But since credibility matters, especially in a course like this, I'm sticking to the lane I know best. Occupational burnout is my jam, my specialty, my area of expertise. Okay, back to the message at hand. Burnout isn't just being tired or needing a vacation. It's a full body, full brain response to chronic stress, and it deserves the proper spotlight. Burnout is a syndrome conceptualized as resulting from chronic workplace stress that has not been successfully managed. Burnout is included in the 11th revision of the International Classification of Diseases, ICD 11, as an occupational phenomenon. It is not classified as a medical condition. Burnout refers specifically to the phenomena in the occupational context and should not be applied to describe experiences in other areas of life, though it has become very trendy to do so. There are three domains. Number one, reduced professional efficacy. Two, emotional exhaustion. And three, negativity or cynicism about your work. The extensive research of Christina Maslach and Michael Leader and colleagues identified 6 components of burnout: workload, community, rewards, value, fairness, and control. I want you to know burnout is a signal of a deeper issue. It is not a character flaw. You are not weak. You are not lazy. Now, let me tell you a little secret, warriors. Research has uncovered a whole battlefield of contributing factors to burnout. They truly are a full cast of characters. Here are a few: gender, age, years in the field, position, race, sexual orientation or identity, education, socioeconomic status, housing insecurity, food insecurity, childhood trauma, technology competence or comfort, discrimination, poor habits, and so much more. And if you're already spotting 1 or 3, that feels a little too familiar. Congratulations, you're officially human. But here's the deal. We're not going to unpack each one of these in this course, partly because we respect your time, and partly because, honestly, these factors each could have their own Netflix limited series, and we haven't even touched the organizational factors yet, which, according to research, are the big bosses in this burnout saga. So for now, just know this: if you felt the weight of any of these contributors, you're not alone. You're not imagining it. And you're definitely not too sensitive. You're simply navigating a landscape that was not designed with harmony or your success in mind.